My name is Xenia Fernandez, and it is an absolute honor to welcome all of you to this very, very momentous occasion. This is the unveiling of Poonawalla Housing Finance's new brand identity. Today, we're not here to just launch a logo. We are presenting a narrative, a story that resonates with the real India, with India today, that keeps up with the real times. But before we dive into the heart of this, what has actually been a very, very transformative journey, we want to begin by expressing our extreme gratitude to each and every one of you who are here in the room and those of you joined us virtually. Thank you so much, because I understand that all of you are very, very busy people, but thank you for sharing your time with us here. Your presence here is testament to our partnership. With a warm round of applause, please join me in welcoming on stage Managing Director and CEO, Mr. Manish Jaiswal. On stage, please. Huge round of applause, everybody. Come on.
Thank you very much for coming over for this very momentous occasion. I just wish to mention that occasions like this are occasions which are once in a lifetime. Without any more delay, let me take the pleasure of unveiling our new brand of Poonawalla Housing Finance. It hereafter will be called the new name. Let me have the pleasure of unveiling the brand. Before I say anything more, I would request you to kindly look at the brand AV.
Welcome to the world of our new brand, Grihum. Our identity represents the coming together of Griha and Hum, signifying the two key aspects of home, Griha and Hum. Us, that is our organization, being one with customers. Our customers are self-made individuals from smaller towns and upcoming cities, contributing to the grassroots level prosperity of India. They are proud and hardworking, aspiring to own a home, and we are committed to partner them as Hum, as one throughout this journey to the dream home. Our loan representatives are dynamos of energy who are driven to serve the customers with absolute humility. They handhold the customers every step of the way with respect and dignity. We value and understand the deep emotions of owning a home, the joy and pride it brings. With this understanding, we serve as one. We become Ek Hum, Grihum. Apna Ghar, own home, is a big milestone in our customer's life. And Apni Pehchan, the social recognition, is what they express through their home. As Grihum, we connect with this profound emotion and reflect it in the way we serve. Grihum, Apna Ghar, Apni Pehchan.
So in a capsule of less than 2 minutes, this embodies the class of Indians in real India, in the hinterland, which we call as the new Christian term as SMIs, which is the self-made individuals who deserve respect, who deserve dignity, and who deserve a home. In fact, for our people and for our employees, we call them Grihumanites. Grihums, Grihum, and humanity. These put the trilogy of Grihumanite actually means that this particular segment deserves humbleness, humility, assisted journey through the loan life cycle, and therefore the values which we talk about is a pledge like our own native anthem. I would respect all of you to kindly stand for less than 1 minute and kindly appreciate the feeling of the institution which are reflected in the Grihum anthem. Can we have the anthem, please? Thank you. Can we all request just less than 60 seconds? Thank you.
Ek Hum, Grihum. Ek Hum, Grihum. Ek Hum, Grihum. Ek Hum,
चले।
एक हम गृहम, एक हम गृहम।
समझ के आपके सपनों को आगे लेकर हम बढ़े, सम्मान दिल से आपका हम करें। घर के सफर में हाथ थामे, जोश दिल में भरे, आपकी भावनाओं का हम आदर भी करें। दिल से दिल मिला के अब हम चले, सारे साथ हैं हम। एक हम गृहम, एक हम गृहम, एक हम गृहम, एक हम गृहम, एक हम गृहम।
When we talk about the new entity, the new brand which comes into picture, it's very important to resonate. What are the feelings? What are the emotions? What's the purpose? And what are we here for? We, in fact, in our institution, believe that a customer is not a file but a feeling. And the journey of Grihum, which is basically Grih and Hum, Hum actually means we collaborate with our customers with the sole purpose of existence to help them get a roof over their head. So therefore, the collaboration is internal, the collaboration is external. The entire organization conspires, connives with customers' desire and need to have a dignity of living for their own home, and that's how the name Grihum. I'll quickly take you through in a quick snippet of around 3-4 slides, which will tell you about the journey of Grihum. Can I have the PPTs, please? What will we do after we become Grihum? The very often the questions asked is, what's in a name? The name has changed. How do you change? How do we change? What do we do differently? I think we will try to endeavor to speak a little about what we were, what we have been, and what we will do next in the ensuing slides. It's a very powerful vision we have set for ourselves. And what we say is that we shall be the most trusted partner in fulfilling the aspirations of home ownership in real India. I think the most important word here is trusted, and most important word here is real India. We are not high street. We are not white-collared financiers. We go to the hinterland. We go to real India. Most of our customers are the people who possibly could be serving you, who could be your people at home, could be your maid servants, your drivers, your auto rickshaw fellows, your sweet meat shops, vegetable hawker, vendor. And many of them don't even know in hinterland what apartments are. They possibly are in their self-made own home. So this is all about the ownership and aspiration of those set of people. So that's our vision. There are more than 1 crore such people who don't have their own homes. The mission and purpose of our existence is to facilitate a dignity of living for such individuals, who we call them as SMIs, which are these self-made individuals. Our mission is we commit to facilitating a seamless and dignified journey towards home ownership at every step, driven by dedication to self-made individuals. What we mean here is, in this business, it's a deeply assisted journey. Right from financial literacy, where there are no documents, low files, thin files, to collateral literacy, not understanding collateral, legal, technical nuances of SROs and offices, helping them in that journey. And post that, most of them also are first-time borrowers, and a systematic way of organizing financials and collections is collection journey. So at every single step, what it entails is there is a certain level of education which needs to be imparted in an assisted manner, which is the mission of the company. And we commit ourselves to not looking at only salaried, but largely more than 2/3 of our customers are basically self-employed customers. And these customers, by and large, have never had experience respect and honor because they would have not been the best in academics, best in class, and in society they have actually only carrying the familial responsibilities. To do all of this, what really is important is the customer talks to you. He opens up, you listen to him. And in our business, they have been exploited basically by intermediaries. We are differentiating by being completely direct and digital. And what you really need, the Grihumanites, the trilogy of Griha, human, and humanity is humility. That's the most important value for our organization. You have to engender trust, and what I would say, what we mean here is togetherness. Togetherness within the institution, amongst our own teams, as customer and Grihum to coming together is the name which is now talking, which is a name which is coined as Grihum. If I move to the next slide, what has been the changes and what are the transformation which we have seen? This company effectively got set into motion as affordable housing business barely 6 years back when the character of the company completely changed. I am pleased to inform that we have recorded 4x growth, 1800 to 7500 crores in the last 6 years of the company's history. So that's one aspect. We are doubling our loan book every 3 years. In fact, the number of customers we serve has moved phenomenally, almost 7 times from 11,000 to 75,000 customers, and soon we should be crossing a milestone of approximately 1 lakh of customers. What I'm trying to get at is in every home, there are approximately 4.1 Indians as per the national habilitation rates. We have already touched about 300,000 lives. One of the missions of the company, we have touched 1/3 of their journey, is that we need to get very quickly to the mark of at least 25,000 customers living in their own dwelling, and that obviously means about 1 million customers and lives impacted. So in the near horizon, I would say that so far we are only 1/3 of the journey we have touched. We still have 2/3 to go. And at the rate we are doubling, my sense is we'll get this sooner than expected. Our distribution has more than doubled. We are present almost in 200 cities, 195 to be precise, and we are present in almost half the country pin codes. We are digging deep. We are present in 19 states, and states which have not experienced growth, we are deeply present in UP, MP, Tamil Nadu, almost in every part of the country. So we are demonstrating a national character. Most HFCs have had localized plays in 3-4 states. We are imagining ourselves and endeavoring ourselves to be a national scale player. And I would say that we are the ones who have demonstrated these values and have finally gotten there. The data is very important. I think it's for each one of us to absorb that 62% of our customers, almost 2/3, are the self-employed individuals. As I mentioned, these are kirana stores, vegetable hawkers, building material supplies, construction workers, electrician, carpenter, salon, small fleet operators, auto rickshaw drivers, be it you say it all. Typically, these gentlemen, these profiles, they make around 50 to 60,000 rupees a month, and the size of their loans is around 10 to 11 lakhs. Size of homes is about 15 lakhs. Many of you would have cars in these prices, but that's their home. We finance approximately 60 to 65%, and this is the character of Real India. Real India has got 2/3 of its economy as services economy, and many of them are below the GST radar. There is very little for anybody to understand what is going under their financial dynamics. So we interact with our customers, and we understand their balance sheet and P&L, and we help them construct their own homes. So to summarize, we have achieved 7,500 crore distribution. We should be hoping to cross the 10,000 mark exactly in a year's time from now when we meet here next time. TPG has committed a capital of 1,000 crore. The first tranche of 538 has already has bolstered our net worth to 1,800 crore. As we speak, our leverage is one of the industry lowest. We have three quarters customers who we service across 200 branches. Very heartening to tell you that in most financial dynamics, it is the lady of the house who calls shots. She's the one who's really ensuring fiscal discipline at home, and 85% of them are our women borrowers. We insist that the lady of the house has a say in a purchase of emotion, and therefore most women, 85% of them are home loan borrowers. I've already discussed about the LTVs. We don't do exorbitant LTVs. We get about 25 to 35% as customers' equity in the business. And very startling and important fact is that about 60% of our customers are making new homes, fresh homes. They are not resales, they are not balance transfers. We actually are driving structural reformation in semi-urban and rural India. Given the vast and deep connectivity, urbanization as a phenomena, GDP per capita has doubled from $1,300 to $2,200 per annum. So the disposable income is rising, and from the economic saves, we are able to see the gap between the rental and the EMI ratios. They are narrowing. But all this just needs is access, education, humility to serve in the hinterland. And my sense is that if we are able to engender this economy, the debt to GDP of the country is barely at 10%, to be precise, 10.6%. Yesterday, there was a meeting with the PMO, 13 of us. The government is very keen what they want to do in terms of doubling disbursal in the next 5 years. There are various discussion and schemes which have happened. So this is a sunrise sector. The forecast is that housing should itself be a $1 trillion economy in itself. And assuming so, it's India at 3.7 trillion, if it becomes 7 trillion in the next 4 to 5 years' time, and 10.6% penetration of mortgage GDP becomes 15%, it's a $1 trillion economy. So we are right at the cusp, and we believe that 1 crore of Indians who don't have a house will need some players like us with purpose and mission to rev up their dreams of a home, and incidentally, it will also rev up our economy, given the structural reformation. These are my quick 2 bits about this. I'm happy to, I think that's all from our end, unless there's a last slide. Yeah, I already spoke about TPG's investment. This is one of the rare investments in TPG where they have taken a complete ownership of the company through their fund, TPG Asia. And I see that we are deeply capitalized, driving reformation in the company. That's all on presentation. Happy to take any questions.
This is Ben from PTI. You spoke about some numbers, some targets. Can you just give us a timeline? Say 1 lakh customers, 15,000 AUM. By when?
Thank you.
No,
so
first you said by December this year you will have a target.
I'll address your question.
Two targets.
I'll address the question. So we have been growing at around 28% CAGR year after year. 3 years from now, 28% should lead to doubling our numbers. What this really means is that we should be hitting approximately 8,000 crores, 8,200 crores by March, and 11,000 crores by next March. And we should be almost doubling by the March thereafter, reaching about close to 15,000 crores. So in 3 years' time, we should be doubling our numbers. So we have maintained a CAGR of 28% in last 6 years, and we intend continuing, given the state of the economy and given stability. We see a lot of tailwinds, especially we are very hopeful a lot of announcements will be made by government. So all of that will ensure that the momentum continues to play, and we are very confident that, that we should be able to maintain the momentum which we have seen so far.
All right, do we have anyone joining us virtually with a question? Ankit. Okay, Ankit. Yes, go ahead. We can hear
Yeah,
you.
hi. This is Ankit from ET Realty. I have a few questions. One, Jaiswal, is there a pressure on profitability and expansion post TPG acquisition? Second, and there are a few direct questions. One is, what is your customer acquisition cost as of now, loan to value ratio, and cost to income ratio?
Can I please understand, Ankit, are you here in the room? Can you just raise your hand?
No, Ankit is joining us virtually.
Yeah. Um, you
Should we
are,
ask him to repeat?
so first question was about TPG. Can you just sharpen that question, please? It's not very audible here.
Okay, I will, all right, I will repeat it again. One first is there a pressure of profitability and expansion post the acquisition, TPG acquisition? Second is customer. What is your customer acquisition cost as of now? Third is what is your loan to value ratio?
Thank you,
Fourth
Ankit.
is what is your cost to income ratio?
Yeah, I hear you.
And fifth is what is your borrowing cost?
Thank you, Ankit. Thank you. That really explains it. So, just to let you know, there is a business plan which we had signed up for, which was the original plan. Just one. Thank you very much, Dinya. The business plan which we have, which is called the management agreement plan, which was there, has been part of our evolution and journey. It's absolutely constant. At post diligence, TPG has adopted the plan. Rather, we have only sharpened and made it better with the investment we need to make for the business. So, to that extent, the growth rates of the business they remain same. The profitability models, they remain same. We are targeting to be a 3% ROA company. We are targeting to be a company which delivers a profitability of minimum 15% at an ROE level. We are targeting to be a company which is growing, as I mentioned to you, at the AUM rate of 27 to 28%. So to that extent, the TPG's plan adoption of what we had set out ourselves for is pretty much similar. The only few nudges and tweaks which are made in the plan is only to sharpen the business so that with certain investments we are able to ensure a better employee and a customer experience in the entire business model. The LTV of the business remains same. There is no change in the LTV. They remain at around 70%. Rather, the loan against property LTVs are sub 55%. Our yields are stacking up. We are delivering a NIM of 8%. Our steady state OPEX, the OPEX to AUM ratios, we plan, because we have gone through a separation between the two parent-child relationships. We have had to open independent 200 branches, set up independent HR, IT. There are one-time costs which we have entailed, which is a part of this fiscal year. Once this year settles down, in a couple of years' time, we believe that we should be settling down in OPEX, the cost to income ratios of sub 40% and OPEX to AUM of sub 3%. So I hope I have been able to give you an answer on the first three items. Borrowing cost, we believe we have one of the best borrowing cost structure. We are at around 8.1% as a blended borrowing cost as of last quarter.
All right, that answers all your questions, Ankit.
One more. How many branches? You said you are looking at branches. How many branches you plan to set up?
So we have, if the question is how many branches have we set up, we are currently at 195 branches pan-India. We have opened 40 branches this year and about another 40 next year.
Any new branches that you plan to set up?
This year, we have done with our bit of expansion, and the branches will stabilize till March. As a part of continuous evolution, every month we open 2 to 3 branches. So we don't say that there's a season for branch opening. Depending on how the markets are shaping up, how growths are happening, in a hub and spoke model, when we see market developments, by and large, we are seeing about 2 to 3 branches growth on a monthly basis.
Thank you, Ankit, for your questions. Thank you, Mr. Jaiswal. Do we have any questions from our virtual audience or anyone in the room? Please do give us a shout. Do raise your hand. All right, yes, we have a question from the lady there. Ma'am, please give us 1 second. The mic is reaching you.
Hello, sir. This is Asmita Patil from Informist Media. I wanted to ask you how much funds are you planning to borrow next financial year since your expansion plans are wide?
Sorry, how much?
Funds are you planning to borrow next financial year and from what all resources? What will be the bifurcation?
Thank you very much. So, just to give you a sense, our AUM is growing at 28%. We will close this year at 8,200, and we expect the year after to be at around 11,000. That means approximately an additional borrowing of around 2,500 odd crores. We have banks, National Housing Bank, public and private sector banks, and about 8 to 10% as NCDs. The profile of this will, by and large, remain similar. We also expect multilateral agency funding, which we expect that to come in next year. So my sense is that the additional funding need of 2,500, 2,800 crore will get funded through this model. We also wish to state that we are one of the very few HFCs which has invested in the country's RMBS structure. Let that unfold and play out. And we believe once the RMBS structure, which is the residential mortgages backed securities, once that plays out, that will be the new source of funding which will be available for most HFCs.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Jaiswal, I think that is a wrap on our Q&A segment. But honestly, as we draw the curtains, our deepest gratitude to you for introducing us to Grihum, and which I completely understand is not just an institution, but it is a promise to redefine the landscape of affordable housing in the real India. So thank you very much for the presentation and for answering all of the questions. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Zenia Fernandez. I'll be signing off for now. Please do join us for high tea and enjoy the rest of the evening. Can we have one final round of applause for this evening, please? And for Grihum?